my name is Lizzie, and for today's review, we're going to be talking about Sometimes They Come Back. This is my first time ever seeing this film. If you don't know what it is about Jim, who is a teacher and is forced to kind of move back to his hometown, as it's basically the only place he ends up being able to get a job after some sort of incident at a previous job in Chicago. They kind of throughout the movie refer to it as the Chicago incident, and so he's forced to move him and his wife and son back to his hometown, which he left when he was very young after the death of his brother. And the men who were responsible for his brother's death also died in a train accident. And when Jim moves back and starts teaching, slowly, one by one, members of this, gang start to reappear, but with their, resurrection, someone has to die. So students of Jim's class start to die so that members of this gang can come back. Life for life type concept. And then Jim kind of becomes the main suspect for these murders because they're all people in his class. And while all of this is happening, he's also having dreams about the deaths, so he's able to kind of give clues throughout the film to the police, and so of course with that he becomes a suspect. I really like this film. I thought it was really good. One of my best friends actually said it's one of her all-time favorites, and I can see why. I really like this. This movie was released in '91, but it still very much has that 80s feel to it, which of course I really like. Not to say that obviously, I love 90s horror. Most of my favorites are 90s horror, but still always love a classic 80s feel, and this movie definitely still very much has that because of course it was released in the early 90s. It was actually released on my sister's birthday, May 7th, so that's kind of cool. She was born earlier than this film, but yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I definitely enjoyed the use of, audio for this because, again, this is the early 90s, so the CGI effects weren't great. Back then, obviously, they've definitely gotten better. So instead of trying to overuse, bad CGI, they used sound a lot throughout this movie to kind of let you know what's going on, which I really liked. I will say there is one part, spoiler alert, where Jim's brother does get to come back towards the end and kind of help Jim defeat these bad guys, and they definitely, I feel like, overdid it with that a little bit. I feel like I would have enjoyed it a little bit more if they stuck with the use of sound to let you know what was going on. But I get it. It also kind of makes sense. It is something that you would want to see. I feel like it's something that would be done better now. Which is definitely something that I thought while watching this, and I may get shit for it. But I definitely thought this would be a good movie to do a remake of if it was done right, obviously. This is a Stephen King adaptation as well. So, of course, it has that very Stephen King feel, which I definitely love. That's just something I love about adaptations of his movies, especially, I feel like, with the kind of earlier things that were released in 70s, 80s, 90s, early 90s. They all have that very similar Stephen King feel to them. And this is definitely just another one of those. So if you enjoy Stephen King adaptations and you have not seen this one, I highly suggest it. I actually watched it just on Amazon Prime. So if you do have Amazon Prime, it is a movie on there. So you can watch it on there. But, there is still things that I didn't love about the film. I would really say my main complaint was mostly just the fact that you never find out what happened in Chicago. They reference it multiple times throughout this movie. Like I said in the beginning, they refer to it as the Chicago incident, but they never really tell you what happened. The students obviously guess kind of in the beginning what could have been what happened, but this is rumors. You never really find out exactly what happened, but that's okay. I guess you don't really need to. It's just weird that it's something that they reference so heavily throughout this film, but they never talk about, and maybe it is covered in the book, and they just, I don't know, felt that they didn't need to include it for whatever reason. So if it is included in the book and you've read the book, let me know. Well, I think it's a short story either way. But I hope that you did enjoy this review. If you did, please do give it a big old thumbs up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more horror-related content, and let me know what you thought of Sometimes They Come Back in the comments below, if you've seen it or if you've read the book as well. Short story, whatever. And before I go, I just want to give a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thank you guys so much for helping to support the channel. If you guys want to know the perks to being a Patreon, a link is in the description below, as well as all my other social media, as always. And just maybe for a little motivation, I am going to be working on making a Patreon-only exclusive video for bloopers from 31 Days of Horror. So that's one of the perks that you do get if you are, I believe it's tier 3 and up. You get bloopers and any kind of behind the scenes things that might pop up. So just as an FYI, and obviously early access to videos as well as blog posts. So yeah, hope that you check it out if you can. If not, of course, just continuing to support the channel means the world to me. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later with another video.